Hi, Stitchy. You are the baby, and we do have to love you because you're the cutest baby ever. Gavin's PlayStation channel. Hello, are you okay today? Really good today. How about you, Gavin? How is your PlayStation channel treating you? Whew. Hi, Richard. Oh, it's horizontal stream today. Much better, in my opinion. I agree. You just get more views when you do the vertical, but it also will keep a little bit of the trolls down. Not that I ever really have a problem. Luckily, right? I'm okay. Thank you for asking. For sure, Gavin. It's good to see you. Mint, I am good. It is Friday Eve. Thank you for the like, Gavin's PlayStation channel. Are you Gavin? You must be Gavin. Hey, Gavin. I'm already subscribed to you. I was just checking. I thought so. It's Sunday for you, but it's Friday Eve for me. Where'd my dog go? Okay. He's eating grass. Everything's normal. Let's see what I missed. You will be live streaming soon, Gavin? Nice. Richard, what did you do today, my friend? Hi, Lady Sky. How do I work that out? Because I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So Friday's my Monday, and Monday's my Friday. And Jack is over near the shed eating grass. Basil, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Stitch took whatever she said back. Basil says, I think she won't go to work tomorrow or the day after. I will go to work tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. Today's just Friday Eve. Hey, whatever I got to call it to make it better, I'm going to go with it. It's good to see your name, Basleel. Stitch said, you went silent at the right time. My dad walked in as soon as it was silent. Are you not supposed to be here, Stitch? I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get you in trouble so that you're not allowed to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Lady Sky says, I would ask what type of work you do, but I don't want to be nosy. Oh, Lady Sky, you would know if you saw some of my shorts. I work for Pepsi. Oh, Pepsi. Are you home with your pup today, Basleel? Drink Pepsi, Sky. Stitch says, I am allowed. My dad just doesn't understand how live streams work. That sounds like some bypassing kind of stuff going on. Would you get done by Pepsi if I was to drink a Coca-Cola at work? No. I know some people joke about that, and maybe that has happened somewhere, but no. Luckily, I'm not a big soda drinker anyways, so I don't ever have that problem. Basleel says, nope, I am out and about, Cat. I am so busy these days. I haven't been home since last week and won't be there the next 2 weeks. Oh, man. I think you should drop your dog off here, and I will babysit. You can be the beginning of my dog boarding career. You wanted to accumulate flight hours. I see. I know when you work at Nike or Adidas, they don't allow it. Interesting. No, people ask that all the time, but no. I mean, there is a code of conduct for Pepsi, like for social media, to act in a way that's not going to look bad on Pepsi. And it's also just a suggestion. What were we doing? We were trying to sort out our what are we trying to sort out? We're trying to sort out our playlists. Because I got really lazy and stopped putting things into playlists, and I need a watch hours playlist. What is it, Jackie? Not even the cows are out. Lady Sky. She says, I hope this won't upset you, Cat. I don't think Yogi likes seeing me in his chat. Let me tell you something about Yogi, Lady Sky. Yogi loves everybody. He's like Jack. He's not met a person he can't love. So, if you feel like that, I want to just tell you you're wrong. But sometimes the squabbling in the chat gets him a little distracted, so he can't spend as much time on people who aren't causing issues. And lately he's had a lot of guests, so he's not able to be as engaged with people in chat. But trust me, Lady Sky, nothing could be further from the truth, my friend. Every time I post something on his chat, he would have to end it after he sees. No, I think it's just coincidence, my friend. Honestly, some of the people that I'm like, Yogi, I don't know how you do it. He says, I just love them. I forgive them and I love them. He sees us all as we truly are. Hi, Maddie. Thank you so much for the like. Aw, Richard says, Yogi is awesome, but I ended up falling asleep early yesterday as I was awake for over 48 hours. Wow. That's not good for you. Did you finally crash out and get some sleep? Basleel says, I plan on either being a captain on my current plane type by early 2027 or move on to a larger plane, even if it means changing airlines. I hope. So that's why I am accumulating hours. Okay, so let's go back to me for a second, Best Leo. Let's talk about me. For real though, I want to take care of your doggy. I want to be your doggy daycare. And I will live stream most of the time your dog's here, so you will be able to catch an eye and say hi to your dog anytime you wanted to. And we could work out a fair price that's reasonable for both of us. More for me than you. I am so kidding, but seriously, I would take care of your dog for you. No, Lady Sky, not at all. It is not your presence. I know Yogi would be very sad if he thought that he made you feel that way. He is one of the kindest people you will ever meet. Marlon, Dundee in the gym, how are you? Richard says, yes, I did. I had 6 to 7 hours of sleep and felt amazing when I woke up. Good. Good, but I wish you didn't have to do 48 hours of being awake to get those 6 or 7 hours of sleep. I loved your song, Richard. So good. I couldn't type enough hearts. I was afraid I was going to be blocking anybody from saying anything if I kept pressing on all the hearts in the chat. So good. Yellow. Marlon says, yeah, I was up for 44 hours, slept a lot, then now got 2 hours in 28 hours. Yeah, Richard also suffers from insomnia. I think a lot of people do. You're welcome. I seen the hearts and appreciated it. Good. Marlon says, hey, Lady Sky. Best Lil says, spending time with Jack would be the best thing my pup ever does. So now you got to work out your flight plan to stop in America, to meet Cat, to drop off your dog. And then do word of mouth. You could tell other pilots with pups. Pilots with pups. To keep their pups here. Did you see the chicken? A couple of them, yeah. I threw them some worms, so they're busy trying to find them all. Bastille says, worth it in my book. Yes, it would be. I love dogs. Oh my gosh. What a life to wake up with the pups and just hang out with them all day. What? Stitch? Oh my gosh, why would you say that? Stitch. Why would you ever think I hated you? Did I miss a comment, my friend? I just made a video. I just made a short. All for you. All because of you. That is such a silly question. Lady Sky, him ending his live stream has nothing to do with what you just happened to come in at that time. I promise you. The PPs, puppy pilots. Nope, pilots, puppies. You know what, Stitch? I don't understand why a lot of people hate you, but you know what? That's none of your business. That's their problem, not yours. Okay, I'm now ending lunch at work. Richard says, I don't have haters either. Stitch, if anybody hates you, there's, they've got some issues, obviously. And you just send them some love and just keep it moving, sister. Don't even sweat it. I'm the baby, gotta love me. You are very loved here. I don't call it hate, it's more jealousy. Hi, Just One Sue. How are you this morning? I said this morning. How are you this afternoon? I'm so confused. What day is it? What time is it? We're not doing shorts, we're doing live. How are you, Miss Sue? I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Sue or if you follow her shorts, but she has been stalked by is it the Dove Mafia? Yes, I did. 2 days ago. Not today's post, but the post before that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sue said I had a chunky groundhog walking on the property today. Posted that video. I'll have to check it out. Richard says, okay, I will check it out. Didn't have a chance yesterday. Thanks. No, thank you. For sure. I know how it gets really busy. And then you were singing yesterday. So I also fell asleep after you. I know Yogi and Big Al were singing. Sorry, Big Al. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Done. Is that... The Dove Mafia was out in full force this morning. Funny. Dundee is asking Sue today's, what do you have for supper today? Okay, can I just click a bunch of these and do them at once? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. You, and you, and you, and you. Oh, I can do that. Add to playlist. Oh, cool. Save it. Sue said, then there was the invasion of grackles and European starlings. I've never seen so many at one time. I think that's what I've got flying in huge force from tree to tree around here is the starlings. They make the big whoosh when they leave. You know, it never fails, right? Jack's gonna break my fence. can run. It's crazy. Oh, Marlon says, I meant if the groundhogs is today's supper. Does anybody eat groundhogs? Is that a for real thing? Sue says it looked like the movie The Birds here. That's funny. Richard says we had a lot of rain yesterday. It was nonstop for 15 hours. Wow. And Sue says no groundhogs for dinner, for supper. You guys are talking about supper. I've not even had dinner yet. Dinner and supper to me are the same thing. I know it's probably different for other people, but to me, same thing. Okay. Well, that was really cool and really fast. Yep. Cool. Do some more. Bum. Yes, 30 selected. I like it. Add to playlist. Live streams all. Save. Cool. So let's see. Is that 51? Huh. Oh, so I was looking at how many live streams I've done. It looks like 278, which is nothing for Yogi or Toy Pups, but still, wow. I don't hear anything before you ask. Jack doesn't hear anything either. Yeah, it's 278 days. Basically. Richard says YouTube has been pretty dead today, really? If so, we need to celebrate a year anniversary when you get to 365. All right, sounds like a plan. I think I'll be celebrating finally getting monetized before that then, though. I've got, without any help, without asking anybody to watch any watch hours, if I can just get 10 hours, which is a real basic live stream, that's kind of the low I'd get. If I did that, $48 days. And some days I get on in the afternoon and I get a few more hours, so it could be even less than 48 days. And Marvin says groundhogs look like they'd be tasty. Oh, they're so cute though. No, have you not seen their cute little faces? Oh, oh, that's cool. How far away are you? That I am 48 days away. I have 2,518 watch hours now. And that's what I was saying. If I figure just a mere minimum of 10 hours of watch hours, just doing a live stream in the morning, I can have the hours I need in 48 days. Anything I do, like a second live stream or, pop-ups, that's just bonus. Just one step closer to getting me out of Pepsi and getting me to spend more time at home with Jack. Thanks, Richard. I'm not there yet, but slowly but surely poking away at those numbers. I hear the chickens pecking away at a plate I gave them the other day, a plate full of food. They can clean the plate pretty good. Stop, Marlin. No, they're too cute. Vladimir, hello. You haven't been here for some time. Good to see you. Still Stream Cat. Thank you, Vladimir. How are you? I've been really good. Really, really good, Vladimir. Thank you for asking. Thank you for coming in. Richard, you have a new video, new music I made. Oh my goodness, Jack, you scared me. And you used to do lives too, Richard, 2 months ago. Is the wholesome Cat and Jack community still here? Yes. Magnetic, Lucy and Carl, yep. Were you always going by this name, Vladimir? Because that means you haven't been here. It hasn't been that long, because Lucy just really started hanging out not too long ago. Dun, dun. Going in to get some water? Be my guest. Oh man, stink bug just flew in. It's the worst. Yes, Cat, but only got on a couple of streams. Well, you have a fabulous memory. Much better than mine, that's for sure. I forget what I had for breakfast. I consistently forget. Either way, it's good to see you. And I had a friend named Vladimir. We were in school together. He was a beautiful man. Richard says, yes, I did. I was doing them with a friend from the States to help her get more subs because YouTube disabled her original channel because someone reported her for telling kids to get lost on her live. Oh, oops. You gotta be real careful because people may not understand the whole picture. They only catch a tiny bit and they make a judgment based on that. It's kids in YouTube, they just don't mix. Vladimir says, oh, I guess we share more things than a name. Yeah. Well, no, don't be kidding. I won't know any different anyways. You can say, I am that Vladimir cat. Don't you remember me? Yo, what up? Oh, no. He drove a sporty little red Toyota. I don't remember the model, but it was like a two-seater. Oh, there is Lucy. Did you get some sleep, my friend? Yes, there's Lucy. Oh, oh yeah, I was doing something. I'm so bad about this. Getting lost. Having a good time talking to y'all. Forgetting what I was doing. Lucy says, sorry, I haven't been around, not feeling well, like my energy just drained. Oh, I thought maybe you had been up and you were sleeping. I'm sorry, my friend. Get back to feeling like your old self or your new self. Yeah, Richard says, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lucy. I hope you're feeling better soon. And Marlon says, Lucy Warren's World. I can't see what those are, but Lucy says, thank you, Marlon. Oh, Vladimir says, who was that fellow who used to ask riddles? That is Squirrel Sniper. Now, Vladimir, if Squirrel Sniper shows up, I'm just going to call you the conjurer. We call it summoning them. You already summoned Lucy. Here she is. Vladimir says, I just might be. Hello, little fly. Even the horses are whinnying. They're like, stop it, man. Put your guns away. Vladimir Jack is awesome. He's doing really good. He's out there barking at the neighbor shooting. I think it's in his blood to chase birds or flush birds out for hunters. That's the only thing that Jack really seems to get excited about is gunfire and fireworks. But I can make him go slightly down if I wanted to. So it's not extreme. I just figure let him go do his doggy thing. Thanks for remembering, Vladimir. By the way, Richard, I did fill the hummingbird feeders this morning before I left for work. I was 11 minutes late because of it. Not really, but it was just one of many things that I decided I had to do. I absolutely had to do it. I did clean out the chicken coop. Eslo asks Vladimir, hey mate, are you the same Vladimir that works as a technician? I'm in suspense. Are you that Vladimir? I was convinced he was my good-looking schoolmate from long ago, who drove a sporty little red Toyota. Ah, Vladimir says, Basleo, yep, I remember you. You work in the same industry as me, right? Wow, everybody is indeed still here. Okay, I do remember you now. Awesome, yeah. I don't always see Basleo, though, so you just happened to catch him. Trying to talk him into spurring my new career. But we wouldn't want to do that to his pup because there's probably a whole bunch of stupid rules about bringing dogs from country to country. Basleo says at Vladimir, oh, welcome, brother. Enjoy the stream. Richard says, I'm so jealous of your view. You know, I've been super lucky. I think everywhere. Oh, I lived in an apartment for a while, so that wasn't really great views. I could never do that again, though. Being so close to people. Right now, my dream is to be in a place where I cannot hear my neighbors mow their lawn or shoot their guns. I want to be so far removed from them that they don't affect me. When is the next time I will go kayaking? The lake is down, but I'm willing to go out, especially since the boats can't go out. So I was thinking about going either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on the weather, depending on how I'm feeling. But I do still have my kayak out, and I was thinking along those lines, Basleo, like I need to get out there one more time, just one more time. hoping to go to the beach with my girls for an early Thanksgiving sometime in October. It would be fun to do it during Halloween, actually, but I want to stay on the beach while it's still warm. I just want to float in the ocean. Richard says, "Oh, I'd love to do kayaking." Have you kayaked before, Richard? It is, you know, I just wanted something that could get me out to the places boats could go, but I didn't want to spend money on boats. And kayaks are good, they're not really good exercise, unless you're, I guess you could make it good exercise, but I'm a lazy kayaker. I love to do a lazy river with a kayak. It's that's one of my favorite things in the summertime. But it's kind of hard to do because I need a second person to drop me off or, yeah, pick me up. I need to drop my car off at the end of the run and have somebody drive me and my kayak to the beginning of the run. And because I don't really have any friends, I have nobody to ask. Yeah, I've done whitewater rafting. Guided though, not by myself. And one of the lazy river runs I do has some rapids. I don't know if they're class 1 or 2. They're just enough to be scary. Just enough to make you want to pay attention. I like to be semi-scared. Hiya, Tim Windsor. You found me. So good to see you. Thank you for all the comments. I haven't had a chance to respond to all of them, but thank you. I appreciate you so much. Whitewater rafting is really fun. You have done kayaking. Vladimir says, I want to try some activity that involves a lake or ocean sometimes. All I have ever did here is safari. Wow. Wow, what a drastic difference, right? I think I've always been near water. Okay, wow, that was a lot. Marlon says, here Thanksgiving, well, the closest to it is in September, but it's dying out. Yeah. And I also want to, next time I go to Florida, I said I would stop by South Carolina and say hi to Nino. Because he is at that point in South Carolina where you just have to stop and get gas. Vladimir, probably. Somebody's doing target practice. I hear they've got metal targets. I can hear it clanging. But everybody around here has guns. Tim lives 15 minutes from the Atlantic Ocean. Where do you live, Tim? Who is scared by rabbits? The neighbors, probably. I don't know rifles or shotguns. I don't know. You're in Delaware. You're in Maryland also. Right, Lucy, it is Tennessee. You got that right, sister. It's a different world out here. Dundee says 100-kilogram capybaras that could jump and sink you screaming at you in a sinking kayak is fun. Is that something that you've experienced, Marlon? You used to live in Maryland. You still work there. Okay. That's 220 pounds, by the way. They do get that big, don't they? They're fascinating little creatures. Not so little creatures, I guess. Tim, I grew up in Connecticut and we lived right off of the ocean. So, like the bay was in our backyard. It was magical. The bay was in our backyard, and so when the tide went in and out, we'd go out and we'd go mucking for clams. Is that what it was called? In that thick, dark, black mud. And then we'd swim out there when it was high tide. And there was horseshoe crabs and a big blackberry bush, but it was a tree that I used to sit under and just gorge myself on those. Like everything was stained purple. Yes, many times. Wow, Marlon. Somehow crocodiles that are quiet are easier on my nerves. Basile says, hey, Cat, stay safe and have a lovely Friday Eve. See you next time. Thank you for coming by, Basile. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you again. Be safe. Tim says, I try to get out to the ocean to see the dolphins. Nice. My daughter was kind of in the area where I grew up, and I really wanted to go up there and just go back and go visit that area with her. And then I have a second cousin in New Jersey who I'd love to hang out with because she's so witchy. That song, She's a Witchy Woman. That's my auntie. I call her aunt, but she really is just my second cousin. Tim says, let me know if you come through the area, Cat. I would let you know. I would say at this point it's highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. I'm already wondering how I'm going to get this money to go to Florida with, to go to Florida with. But it is Thanksgiving. I don't think we did a Thanksgiving last year, or maybe even the year before that. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and put it on my card and just enjoy my time with my kids. Do you use the Cape May Lewes ferry when you go to Jersey? I live close to that also. Okay, so I was a kid when I left, but I do remember getting on a ferry to go to this. We used to take our bikes on the ferry to go to this big, like a big yard sale. No, flea market type thing. That's the only ferry I really remember. And when I was there for a short time as an adult, I forgot everything. I was so lost. It was just so neat. New Jersey was so beautiful. So green. I love the trees, they're shimmering with the wind. You moved from Maryland to Delaware 20 years ago. You never regretted it. Hmm, it's interesting. Did I tell y'all my stepdad was thrown out of Maryland? He was quite the player. Apparently, he was playing around with, I don't know if it was the district attorney or like a junior district attorney, but he was messing around with somebody's wife and needed to leave pretty quickly. I never knew what that was. I always heard he was never allowed back in Maryland, and I wondered what terrible thing he did that he could never go back. And he finally told me just a couple years ago. Right, Tim? I'm telling you, my mom was, well, my cousin said she was a fox. She was very noticed, people noticed her. And for my dad, my stepdad, to get her attention, he was young. I want to say he was 19 and she was 29. It was scandalous. But guess he was smooth. Hi, Jackie. Holy cow. Yes, let's wait for some cows. Come on, cows. I haven't seen them. They do get kept in the barn certain days, and I can only guess that they're being checked because they're breeding cows. There's 3 new babies. I will take the compliment gladly. Thank you so much, Tim. Listen, the older I get, the more compliment I'll take. Marlon said morally bad. Legally, I think it shouldn't be an issue. Not at 19. A fox, Tim is laughing. You know, my cousin was so, like he said my mom was such a fox that he was in such admiration of my birth father that he named his son after him. Hi, Bubba. How are you doing? Come here. Hello. You've been running around. You've been doing a lot of running around. Yes, you have. Look at you. You're a mess. Ooh, Jack's never been to the ocean. Jack. I was thinking about, you can rent those RVs. I was thinking about looking into the price of that instead of driving a car down and getting a hotel or an Airbnb on the beach. I want to be on the beach, so it would be a hotel. But there is a beach, I think it's called Beverly Beach, that you can park on and camp there for the night. I think it's called Beverly Beach. That would be fun. Maybe. But there will be 2 adults, Mia and the dog, and all our stuff. And the most dependable car we have is mine, but it's small. And the biggest car just has a lot of miles on it, and it doesn't have AC. We might be a tiny bit spoiled. We just like to be comfortable. Go, buddy. See you later. Tempting a 29-year-old beauty at 19 is also a feat, to be fair. I agree. That's why I said he must have been smooth. Or a tent. I'm not willing to rough it quite that much. Not when it's just us girls. And yes, I mean Jack too. I include him in just us girls. Just chicken running across the yard. Come on out, Jack. I won't do that. Tim says, me neither, cat. Went camping one time, woke up, tent was full of gnats, mosquitoes. I packed the tent up with everything inside and sold the tent. It was a horrible camping experience. I just know me and I know my girl, and we're not comfortable, we could get cranky. That's the word I wanted. We could get cranky. No, we don't want that. Oh, yes, create a new playlist. Shorts. Funny. I probably would have done exactly the same thing, Tim. Marlon says, honestly, unless someone is actively harmed, loss should leave you alone. So I don't think other than divorce, cheating should have legal consequences. But of course, it's not okay. I just don't think. But that's the policies. The police's job. You don't think it's the police's job. Tim says, just curious, don't know if I am seeing things or not. Is what I am looking at, is that a gutter downspout made into something? No. The post with the hummingbird feeder on it, right in the smack in the dab middle of the view. And she did more wrong than he did as well. What are you on about, Marlon? Oh, go away, mosquito. Go away. Ooh, buzzing in my ear. Told you my eyes were bad. LOL, a downspout, really. Yeah, it's just a post. About a year or two after we moved in, we had to have foundation worked on. So we had to cut our porch. It used to be a big octagon. It went way out into the yard. We had to cut the porch up. And so really it all needs to be replaced. The wood is it's been ate up. It's probably 30 years old, so it's time for some new wood. But that big 4x4 was just a replacement, or just something to, it's not even up there very good. Everything is very precarious. Tim says, I think my hummingbirds have left. Haven't seen any lately. I don't think I had that many I know I did have a hummingbird coming to the feeder yesterday, but not as much. So I think it's getting to be close to that time.
Is it warm outside?
It's warmish. You're gonna go do what?
Wash mom's car.
Why?
Because she asked me
You can wash my car.
to. She told me to wash the car so the paint doesn't chip.
Okay, fine.
Do you want me to wash your car?
No, darling.
Okay.
I love you. breathing sap all over the place. I don't know if that's normal or if it's the aphids. You just refilled your feeder last week. You still haven't seen any. Yeah, hey, I need my car washed. I will pay. This girl is not motivated by money. Down. Oh, go back. Go back. Darn it. Here we go. Tim says all my granddaughter is motivated by is money. Yeah, no. Me is a different kind of kid. It might change. I mean, she's changed so much just in the past few months, just this year. It's drastically changed. Marlon says nothing, LOL. Now I don't even understand how someone could cheat, but it's always weird. Weirded me out when laws get involved. I see it as a personal issue. I don't know why I went on a rant. Well, I'm just wondering if you have some stuff going on. Just sending you love, either way. That's all. That's all I'm getting around to. Marlon, I love you. Sometimes life sucks. Sometimes people suck. People do people-y things. Tim says kids don't want to work anymore. I have 3 on my crew that wants to stay on their phones 24/7. Well, do you blame them? Listen, I don't think these kids have got it wrong. I am still stuck in the era where you work hard for your money. And what has that gotten me? A little pride? In what? What do I have to show for it? I think if I were to make a judgment, I would say maybe I would like to see them doing more creative things than being on their phone all the time. But this is coming from somebody who's on her phone all the time. My plan, my dream is to run a doggy daycare, do some dog boarding, have friends for Jack, and then maybe do some breeding of Irish setters so I'd always have puppies around. What a life, right? To always have puppies around. I would die a happy woman. Tim says, so do I, Cat. That is the way I was brought up. Yeah, but is it right? I'd like to find an easier, softer way. Marlon says the worst thing I ever did was flirt and dirty talk with a married woman. To be fair, very unhappy marriage and months after my first love died, but still, currently nothing like that. Amadi and hello. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for the like. I appreciate you. Do you want to drop your link? Well, I'm very sorry for you, Marlon. That's a tough one. Here we go. Amadian's at Zagros dash Jan. Marlon says just him getting kicked out of the town for that made me go like, what the heck? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, he wasn't actually kicked out of town, but you understand he was messing around with the wife of a very powerful man in that state. That's why he got out of town. It wasn't like he was served papers like you can never come into Maryland again. It was just if you know what's good for you, you better get out of there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the confusion. My bad. Tim says mountains are so beautiful in the background. Haven't been in the mountains in years. Yep, they're pretty great. And you know what's fun about the lake is that the little islands that I like to get off the kayak and get up onto the islands and just kind of explore. Those are the tops of old mountains that have been flooded. That's just wild to me. Marlon says, when I'm in love, only one person is attractive to me anyways. You still make your jokes. I got you. I'm going to be careful what I say because I know Stitchy's around. And now apparently I have to be careful because her dad might walk in. Marlon says, "No, I'm good. It's been years." Did you listen to Yogi and Adam talking today? Yes? Okay. Well, them chickens are just tearing up those leaves. Because she's the baby, gotta love her. And the chicken agreed. Gavin, thank you for still being here. What did you do today? Let me guess, you played PlayStation. Tim says, you got me wanting to watch the Sinclairs now. I'm the baby, gotta love me. Right? Such a good show. I remember that was like a family show, you know, we couldn't wait for it to come on. It used to come on at Friday night. It was just like, it was like the Dukes of Hazzard used to be on Friday night. It was the show to watch. You can, well, I found it on an app, on an app I downloaded onto my Fire Stick. It's called Cinema, and you can get all the paid channels stuff. It's like file sharing, like an old Napster, and that's where I found it. Tim says, "Yep, I didn't go anywhere till the show was over on Friday nights." Yeah, families don't do that even anymore, right? They don't sit around and watch their favorite shows on Friday night, or do they? Cinema HD, yep. I think they still have that. That's exactly it. Man, one of the best things I ever found. Marlon says, didn't catch them today. They were talking about different benefits and different types of spiritual practices that involved retention. And that's, I think, all I need to say. Look, a bunch of buzzards are going over us. I see that one looking down at me. You better not. They're circling above my house. Uh-oh. Have you ever seen a house that has buzzards just hanging all over it? I have. It's very eerie. One, two, three, four, five, six. There's six of them. The chickens are like, I see them up there. Have I tried Tubi TV? That is awesome too. Tim says, yes, mine in my shop also. Buzzards Daily. Really? So interesting. Like, I have to get it. I hope I drive by there again because I don't remember what town it's in. But it's in the country and it's this old house. I believe it's the old house. Or maybe the land is really old. There's a lot of property around here that was part of battles and stuff, so I just feel like there's some really interesting energy around that place. Um, Yogi has a guest coming on his live stream tomorrow at 1. He is a master teacher of A Course in Miracles. He is one of my teachers, and I admire him so much. And he just emanates love and joy. Even if you don't understand a word of what he says, if you just sit in his energy, it's very uplifting. So I'm really excited about that tomorrow. His name is David Hoffmeister. But one of David Hoffmeister's thing he likes to do is he does these movie. I don't know if he's still doing them, but he used to do these movie days where he would talk about the movie and how it might reflect on a spiritual walk in A Course in Miracles, and you'd watch the movie together. So he's a big movie fan. Kim says, well, to be honest, I used to have spirit living in my house. Used to refurbish antique furniture and bring a lot of old pieces in my house. Tim, do you know Magnetic North, Lee? Marlon says, yeah, the scientific view is neutral or contrary to it being beneficial. LOL. Tim says, I have a beautiful piece with curved glass that I got from a funeral home. Oh my goodness, I would not. No, I'm not. I do have a ton of antiques, but I don't feel any bad juju from anything. Um, yeah, but I'm kind of, I think I'm immune to that. I'm immune to those sort of, well, any negative experiences anyways. You didn't say that it was a negative experience. I was just assuming. You've never heard of him. If you're not a little familiar with A Course in Miracles, you wouldn't know who he was. Uh, Marlon says, but not focusing much on that stuff isn't a bad thing. Agree. I agree. What you focus on, you bring more of to you. Whether that be good or bad, indifferent, it doesn't, it doesn't know the difference. It's just like, oh, that's what you want. That's where your focus is. That's where you're paying attention. You're just going to create more of that. Boy, I learned a real big lesson with Jack about that, about my fear and how my fear of something created that very thing. It was a very in your face kind of experience for me. Tim says I could tell you stories for days about my experiences in my life with the paranormal. Tim, Tim Windsor, you need to start live streaming and talking about your experiences, friend. So many people want to hear. Or maybe you could, you don't have to go live. You could just make videos talking about your experiences. Ooh, you hear that siren? That's like, yep, Tim, that's a good idea. Or maybe that's no, Tim, that's not a good idea. Yeah, like Marlon said, maybe not focusing on those things is a good thing. Yeah, Tim, I think I was watching somebody for a little while this morning, and I think part of it's, I don't know if it's a real person, it's a real voice, and he tells, I think, probably spooky stories, but it's just the back of an armchair and a hand, like a spooky hand, just sitting there with a really deep voice telling a story. You could even do something like that if you didn't want to show your face, but I would love to see your face and your story. Hi, Squirrel Sniper. Tim was talking about how he has some antique pieces and has had some attachments brought in with those pieces. Yes, email me the pic. That would be awesome. Squirrel Sniper's asking Tim, have you ever tried dowsing? Tim, we have a ton of stuff in common. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. Somebody was asking about you earlier. Vladimir. I don't know if they're still here, but Vladimir was asking if you were still around. He remembered you and your riddles. And he's the one who works in the same industry as Basleel, the pilot. I believe Vladimir is a technician in the airline industry. Squirrel Sniper says to Tim, you have the natural ability for dowsing. He can see it. Tim said, no, Squirrel. I called the local ghost hunters and they told me what to do. They said if it didn't work to call them and they would come spend the night and remove them. For free? Or was there a fee involved? Yes, for free. Do they have a YouTube channel? TikTok? Hopefully a TV show one day. I have a daughter that's very, very, very open. And unfortunately right now it's kind of, well, she hasn't talked about it in a while, but it was lower frequencies for sure. You know, Squirrel, I don't think he ever answered that. If you ever, did you find Irving? Tim says, I am friends with a lot of people here on YouTube and outside of YouTube. Dang, was that a dig? Because I don't have a friend to drop me off with my kayak. Squirrels. I was asking the same thing. Was it something that you were uncomfortable with? And Squirrel's like, what was the vibration? Like, it will, you know, he said one of the pieces he brought home from a funeral home. I said he goes too far. This is not at all, Squirrel. I just saw shadows and heard people talking when I was here alone. Should have asked them. Hello? You know, real quick, um, there's a guy around the corner who sometimes I would do sessions with, and he is amazing. He's really, really amazing to do a session with because he really goes under. He doesn't remember what he said, um, but he talks about times in his childhood where he was really scared because he saw things like creatures and he was really, really scared. So he was asking about those times in his life when those creatures, different beings would show up and scare him. What was that? And the higher self said, those were your friends from other dimensions just coming to say hi. And as soon as they realized they were scaring you, they stopped coming. Because above all else, they don't want to scare us. They're our friends. I don't know if that was your case. I'm just saying, sometimes. Marlon says, more than once when I was interested in some... I gave up on anything more than friendship. When I was interested in somebody, then gave up on anything more than friendship, at least for a while, and shortly after, it just happened. I agree, Dundee. I think Yep, when you just stop looking. For me, I had to start looking at myself for a while. Squirrel Sniper said, Tim Windsor, you missed an opportunity. There's Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Marlon says, so actually withdrawing focus can get you what you wanted all along. Yes, there is something to be said about that, about putting out what you want and then forgetting about it. But yeah, it's kind of like a watched pot never boils, or a watched kettle in your case. Um, Going back to vibrations and like basics of Abraham Hicks, it's like you have a vortex and it's full of all the good things and all the rockets of desire you put out there. It's in your vortex. But also blocking your vortex a little bit is all your doubts and your fears and you holding on to stuff and you trying to control the situation. That kind of blocks a little bit of what's coming to you in that vortex. But it's all there waiting for you to just be lined up, vibrationally lined up with those things for them to all start coming down to you or upon you, or you start realizing them. I don't know. Okay, Tim says, I had a buddy here one night and had a half-inch glass top table, and we both saw shadows, and I made a statement, you want me to call the Ghostbusters, and the glass table broke completely in half, and neither of us were touching the table. Lucy says, I'm still here in the background. Unicorns, hearts, rainbows, to the third power. Power, 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 power. Yes, hugs and love for our Lucy. It's really interesting, Lucy. I have some feelings about that, but I'll keep them to myself. I think you should pull some cards about that. Squirrel Sniper says everything flows when the mind is fully open. The suspension of both beliefs and most importantly, the disbeliefs, yes. Tim says no lies about the table scared the crap out of me. I tell the story of how my daughter was really, really angry at somebody and the glass window, she wasn't even anywhere next to him, but his glass window in his car shattered. And it's like the tempered glass, so it was like kind of dramatic. Yes, ma'am, about your energy being drained. Did you read my mind? That's all I'm going to say. Marlon says, for me, honestly, being single for years, though, is what led me into my worst ever relationship, even though I was good going in, or at least getting better. I had nothing to compare it to. Squirrel Sniper says, Lucy Warren's world, are you a fire sign? She says, that's what I thought. I'm a water sign, Cancer. She's exactly the opposite of what you would think she would be. Yeah, I think you're wrong about that. I don't know if I'm right or not. I don't know what it is. Marvin says that was the first relationship since the one that went till death, so I didn't try to compare it, and I don't know. Plus, I was lonely after 3 years. Oh well, I learned and grew after it, after all. Well, that's what it's all about, right? Living our lives and trying out this and trying out that and saying, yeah, I like this, and no, I don't like that, and um, what is it? Picking and sorting, Abraham says. That's why I said you should pull some cards. I don't believe in spells, but other people do affect us. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't particularly call it a spell. But, you know, New Orleans, I think a real cleansing, a good salt bath. You're not close to the ocean, so maybe a good salt bath. Skull Sniper says, Hunter's Moon Magic, Missy Warren's World. The 6th of October is a great time for water sign. It may be just a purge of what's a treat to come. Absolutely. That's a good way to look at it, Skull Sniper. But part of that purging could be like a real intentional salt bath. Like put in intentions that you're wanting to wipe away anything emotional, physical, anything that's blocking you or holding you back, holding you back. That bath is going to cleanse you of all those things.
Shasta.
Hello, my love. Hello, my daughter. No, I did not. Are you having a really good day? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Oh. Oh. Oh, well, I'm proud of you too. Awesome. I'm glad things have turned around. That's all you, baby. Oh, very nice. That's great. Well, keep it up. That would be nice if she was able to do that. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah, that would be really nice. Mhm. I feel pretty good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, baby. I love you. Your daughter, your daughter's out there washing your car. Both of her cars, $50. Well, I tried to get her to wash my car for free. She goes, And then she said, "Do you really want me to wash your car?" And I was like, "No." Yes, no. But I'm glad you had her do that because she doesn't get outside. Homemade cheesesteaks. Oh my goodness. I'm live streaming, so they're telling me what they're having for dinner. You should make a short about that stuff. Well, you don't have to buy it. You can still do a video of it. Like, what is the Big E famous for? Hmm. Well, she is. She is. She is. So, were you gonna go? All right, you go get them. I love you with all my heart, baby. I love you, and call me anytime. All right, bye. I forgot to clock out. Oops. We'll have to fix that. I'll be getting a red flag. I'm just going to use I'm getting old and forgetful. I love you too, Richard. She deserves to have a good day. She's been having just a really shitty past couple of years. I'm telling you, man, it's like she couldn't catch a break. So we're going to celebrate the small wins. That's called dementia. I say other things, but I should be very careful about what I say. Words are spells. Huh, Jackie? Words are spells. We cast them out and don't even realize what we're doing. We say something enough, we start to believe it. You going in? You need some water? Ooh. I will accept the risk. Oh, Tim sent an email. What we got to celebrate, she has some really good sales today. She's topping sales today. And the person that was really mean to her yesterday is usually topping sales. So she is celebrating that today she is topping sales. It's really silly. He just misunderstood when she was trying to compliment her because he was too worked up in whatever his thoughts were to hear her. Even though she tried to explain it was a compliment, he just wasn't having it. So anyways, that's it. It is awesome. thinking I might start looking for a rooster. I've lost 2 hens in the past couple of months, probably more. I've probably lost 4 hens this year, and I never lost any when I had a rooster. Well done to your daughter. You should be proud of her. I'm always proud of her. She's a beautiful girl, and her insides are just as beautiful as her outsides. And all she wants to do is be loved. So that's maybe led her to some bad decisions in life. Been taken advantage of. She's definitely been taken advantage of in a crazy way. And my mommy's heart just cries for her. How do I manage to? I will tell her that, Tim. Thank you. I have a couple fields on either side of me, and they're hay fields. So they get really tall grass, and we have foxes and hawks and dogs roaming the neighborhood that should be at home. Who knows? Most of them just disappeared. Just never came back home after I let them go run for the day. So I assume a fox. Go in. Thank you for that, Tim. Richard says we've all made some bad decisions, but that's part of being human, and as long as you can learn from your mistakes is what matters. Yeah, but sometimes we have to go through those vicious cycles over and over and over again to do something different. I don't know what that something is, to break the habit, break the pattern. Maybe that's about finding out who you are and loving yourself. Richard says, oh my, I seen a hawk snatch a puppy up one time and the owner was in so much distress she was crying. Oh my gosh, I would be devastated. Wow. Richard says, yes, we do, unfortunately. It's getting really windy. I may have to end the live stream just because I know it gets really loud. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find food, Richard. Okay, yes, I will check that email. Thank you for that. Tell what I like about verticals over horizontal lives as you can zoom in. Check out what's... Oh, can you? Neat. That's good to know, Richard. Thank you for that. Oops. All right, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. And, ooh, I will be back in the morning.